Hey travelers, welcome back to Laura's Travel Talk. This week in our ongoing series of the 50 US states one a week, we're going to Wyoming. It's fantastic. I mean, it's known for its cowboy culture. It's got wide open spaces. It's got some of America's most iconic national parks. It's just a lot of things that you just don't want to miss. So sit back and enjoy the top 8 places you should go to in Wyoming. Our first stop is going to be Wind River Range. Look at that place. Waterfalls, mountains. Why is it great? Well, it's a haven for hikers and backpackers, and this range offers serene alpine lakes. Oh my gosh, look at that. Rugged peaks. And it's got some of the most untouched wilderness in the lower 48. So my travel tip would be prepared for remote conditions, carry a detailed map, and bring all necessary supplies for your trek, because you are out there. Our next stop is going to be Laramie. Why is Laramie great? Well, it's a college town with Western charm. Laramie boasts historic architecture, unique museums, and access to the scenic Medicine Bow National Forest. It has the Wyoming Territorial Prison, historically, and you can go in there for a fascinating dive into the frontier history. And I put a little picture of their most famous inmate there on the bottom right. That's Butch Cassidy. And then I found this sculpture interesting. It says breaking through, and the front and the back, it's two-sided. And the reason that they have that there in Laramie is because they are very proud of their breaking through. They are the first state to ever have a female governor. They were the first state to allow women to vote. And they were the first state to have a female justice of the peace. Go Laramie. So you can see it's just a fun town. And they also celebrate Laramie Jubilee Days, where they have the fair and they have the rodeo and all the Western goodness. So get out to Laramie. So our next stop is going to be Devil's Tower National Monument. Why is it great? Well, this striking formation is both a geological marvel and it's a sacred site for Native American tribes. And for those of you who have seen the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, it's famous from that movie. It plays a big role. My travel tip would be walk the base trail for great views. And then if you visit in the summer, the ranger-led programs share all the cultural significance. And one other thing is, it was the first national monument named in the United States in 1906 by Teddy Roosevelt. Get to Devil's Tower. So our next stop will be Cheyenne. Cheyenne, Wyoming is the capital of Wyoming, and it blends Old West heritage with fun modern attractions. Look at that big boot. They have a whole bunch of big boots all over downtown. They're so cool. Kind of like the cows in Chicago. But they have Cheyenne Frontier Days, which is the world's largest outdoor rodeo. Or you can explore its historic downtown area. Look at that. That's charming. Or you can head down to the Railroad Museum. That's the entrance to the Railroad Museum, and there's 2 more boots there for you to see. I love them. Very cool history of the railroad. My tip would be book accommodations early if you plan to attend during the Frontier Days, because rooms fill up months in advance. And that's Cheyenne. Well, our next stop is Cody, Wyoming, and the Buffalo Bill Center of the West. Of course, it's all named after Buffalo Bill Cody. And this massive museum complex offers an immersive look into the history of the American West. Look at these guys. I love it. And it includes Buffalo Bill's legacy, Native American culture, and Western art. And you know, Buffalo Bill was famous for doing the Wild West shows with the Rough Riders and friends to the Native Americans, and always had Miss Annie Oakley there, little lady sharpshooter. Love it. But it's just got a charming Old West look. You really should go to Cody, and it is one of the entrance areas into Yellowstone if you go there. And in 1910, this dam was built, and it is the Buffalo Bill Dam. So get out to Cody. Well, like the sign says, howdy stranger, or in Jackson Hole. Why is Jackson Hole great? Well, it is a charming mountain town. You can ride through town on that stagecoach. It is the perfect base for outdoor adventure like winter skiing, hiking, rafting in the summer. Look at the mountains. Come on. Vibrant arts, dining scene. You can ice skate downtown there across from all the little places to eat. They have a lot of mineral hot springs, so you can be out there in the springs while it's snowy out. But Jackson Hole, if you are a snow skier or a snowboarder, has some fabulous skiing. I mean, it's gorgeous. And my travel tip would be, if you're there in the winter, check out the Jackson Hole Elk Refuge, and you can go on a unique sleigh ride experience and drive right by the elks. So that's Jackson Hole. Our next stop is the Grand Teton National Park. Why is it great? Well, the Grand Tetons are just south of Yellowstone, but they are the jagged topped, that Teton range there, mountains, and they are breathtaking. I have been there, and they just, oh my gosh, they're so gorgeous. They also offer pristine lakes. I mean, how's that view? Okay, how about this one? I mean, the waters are so clear and beautiful. And I think that if you go and if you visit at sunrise or sunset, my tip would be to do that, because you get the best lighting for photography, especially up from the iconic Mormon Row. So get out to the Grand Tetons because they are fabulous. Well, of course we can't leave Wyoming without going to Yellowstone National Park. Come on. So Yellowstone National Park, as most of you know that follow my channel, I did a complete video on Yellowstone National Park because there is so much to see and talk about. And when my husband and I went, it was way better than I ever thought it was going to be. You have got to get to Yellowstone National Park. Why is it great? Well, it's great because it's America's first national park. And it is a wonderland of geysers, please, hot springs, wildlife. I mean, you've got from Old Faithful to the Grand Prismatic Spring. That's the Grand Prismatic. The colors are not to be believed, but they are true. Those are not retouched. It is a must-see for nature lovers. This is my favorite one because while it's hard to tell that water level, you can see the jagged lines around the edge, around the yellow part. That's where the water level is. That blue and that hole you're seeing down into the crystal clear waters. I don't know how else to tell you. It's unbelievable. And then there are springs, bubbling springs like this all over the place. You're just walking out on these little boardwalks that are built out there, so it's fun. You just spend the day walking all over the place. And I'm going to leave you there with Old Faithful Geyser because that mamma jamma is something to behold. And they have a app that you put on your phone, and it'll tell you how often it's going to erupt, and it gets it down pretty good within 30 minutes of when it's going to bubble up again, so you can kind of plan your day around it and get back over there before it shoots out. My travel tip would be stay in the park if possible at the Yellowstone Lodge, or you can stay just outside the park. We stayed in West Yellowstone, and that town was really built for restaurants and hotels for people who want to go into Yellowstone, because it's, a mile. It's less than a mile, probably. But bring binoculars for spotting bison, bears, and even wolves when you're in the Lamar Valley. But you have got to get to Yellowstone National Park. Gotta go. So I want to thank you for watching. I'm so glad you guys are following my channel. I appreciate every thumbs up, every comment, every like, and subscribe. Make sure to follow my new series called Where in the World is Laura Today? That one's fun and it's interactive, and you can guess with my 5 clues where I'm at. So that one's kind of fun. But thanks for watching again. And in the meantime, look out for bears. I'll see you next week.